Alrighty, hey everyone, we're back with some more Minecraft today. Last time we worked with villagers for 4.5 hours. You're not gonna believe what we're about to do again. That's right, we're working with villagers for another 4.5 hours. So yeah, there's nothing else to do but to sit down and do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get on to it. Let's take some extra food, and maybe it's about time we went out and killed some of those cows too. So let's take care of that. Last time we got a hold of a mending villager and a bunch of cool stuff. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, it is pretty nice. Currently on day 169. Most of the grass is grown in our base finally, so we can hopefully start working on the base a bit more today too, but kinda need some more villager stuff first, so we've got two of them that are sitting there and waiting that we can use. I think we're gonna build an iron farm today near the trading hall, something like that. Just that way we have some extra amount of iron somewhere. But we may need to pick a bit more of a better spot. But let's go ahead and get some extra beef. Now that we've bred up some extra cows. There we go, 10 ought to be plenty. Don't want to go too much more than that because then we'll have too few to breed. And also get to some of our leather back too, which is very nice. And yeah, we're going to cook this up. Here we should have, we got some steak. Black coal, there we go. Also want to keep in mind that we are definitely, oh, we don't have a lot of wood in there. Yeah. There we go, it's a little better. Anyways, we want to keep in mind that we don't really need to like do a lot with villagers per se. Uh, Mainly because I'm not really gonna go for diamond armor until after I've beaten the Ender Dragon. But I am gonna use like the last two that are there for their enchantments, and I'll probably be happy. Just so that way we have them. We'll try and get like Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4, something along those lines. So that way we've got it. But our Iron Armor will hold us over for a long time, and I don't feel a great need to do anything more than that. But yeah. I also need to, again, get more iron, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up an iron farm tutorial, which hopefully we can get something here. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be Ian X4's iron farm, but we will see which one it is that I want to build. It's probably going to be Ian X4's iron farm. Yep. Firefox is aggressively slow on my PC, like to a point that I feel like I need to like check something, see if something's wrong. Okay, not the video I clicked on. Thank you, YouTube. Very cool. All it should be is a bunch of beds and trapdoors, a ladder, boat, collection area, things like that. So I should try and get a villager up to max level so that way I can get a name tag for the zombie. That'd probably be the only other thing I actually like do. But yeah, we'll probably be building Ian X4's gold farm, iron farm design. I don't know how to speak today. So we'll go ahead and get that a build. And we'll have like the lava section built for it. I haven't built one of these in a little while. So we're just gonna go ahead and build one of them, and then that'll get us some iron to help us get in. There we go. Got some extra steak too. That'll get us some extra food that we'll have for later, but we don't need that right now. And we basically just need to. Alright, we need 6 beds, and this is, I think, per module, or maybe it's like a dual module one or something like that. Let's see here. So it's basically just a bunch of woolen beds, which we need to go get more wool again because we could kind of blow through it all making the breeder. Also might finally be time for us to go cut down those spruce trees as well, so I want to go do that first after we get these guys all bred out. The quad farm made like so much iron that I will physically never use, so I'm not gonna build the quad farm again until it's like for my actual base and I have like better infrastructure. So what'll probably end up happening is I'll just build, I think 2 of them would be a fair amount. I think that would be fine because I want more iron than just one farm, and then having a second one means things will load a little bit better, so that'll be good. But yeah, what are we gonna need for this? We're gonna need. Yeah, beds, trapdoors, planks, ladders, boats as well as another one. Can't use a bamboo raft, has to be a proper boat. And yeah, berry logs it is. That's what I have a lot of. Water buckets as well, some torches, which we have some extra coal for, and we need to make more. And on paper, we have everything that we need to go build this thing. Or rather, to go build 2 of them. And let's double check too if we ever got any name tags. Nope, we didn't. Never got one. That's tough. Oh well. Oh, we got obsidian though. That's good. Gonna need more obsidian for more portals throughout the world as time goes on, so it is good to have. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this build. That'll be fun. Just out of curiosity, if we hop down here, I kind of want to see if we'll get any with the skeletons, so I'm gonna give that a try real quick. Just because I'm curious. Interesting. Well, definitely get some. You seem a little mad, but that's not my issue. Luckily. Rude. I wish there was a way to stop lasers from spawning. I don't think there ever will be. There's one out to my right too that I need to go take care of because he's annoying too. The one I was thinking of, and that's a different guy. Seriously, you think I'd be at least okay at aiming at this? Apparently not. Yeah, it's one of those things that we're like in the area for already, so we may as well just try and see if we can get like a little bit. I ain't gonna be here for too long, but you know, if I'm already down here and like another batch of forest spawn like this, then like I'm gonna try it. There we go. And we're good. Out we go. We'll also have to dig that ladder down to bedrock at some point. And we're gonna have to have like a fence gate system because we don't want anything wandering in there. Since this is also gonna be our tunnel down to bedrock for netherrack. Maybe we'll take some trips around the nether too at some point as well, but probably not quite ready for that yet. There is something that is worth considering these days. Oh, anywho, let's go ahead and get our boat out. And go ahead and head on out to the breeder and trading hall. Go build an iron farm out there. I guess my only thing would be where I ought to build it. And I ought to build it out in the flat plains that I've dug. I ought to build it out in the flat plains, out by everything else. So that way, out by the trading hall more specifically, so that way I can, let's make this unfortunately a little bit better. Just so that way I've got like a little bit of a nicer spot. And it's closer to the trading hall. That's the key thing, because a lot of my work will be at the trading hall. So as long as it's not too close to cause any big distractions, and ought to be fine. And we'll go ahead and take a quick peek. We got a nice backlog here as well. That's good. And yeah, we can go ahead and just pop on through. See again, we've got our two that are here. And I'm thinking here, actually, we could probably flatten this out with enough dirt, because it's already pretty well flat, and we can build an iron farm here. So we're not quite ready to build yet, but we are definitely able to work on it, so we may have to run back to base and go get some dirt. That's all right, though, these things do happen. We might have enough, though, as is, so we'll see. But first things first, let's take it a step at a time here, and go ahead and make a little bit of extra storage. Not that much extra. Go ahead, put that there. Put all of those materials away in there, like so. There we go. Put those away there. And again, looking at Ian's farm, we want to start making some of our stuff here. Trapdoors, we'll go ahead and make 6 trapdoors. There we go. 6 slabs. And some ladders. Ladders are just to get in and out of the farms. They're not crazy important. They are nice to have, of course. And let's see here. We got that, that, that. And then we want like 12 torches. Which we're gonna make more because that's obviously not gonna be enough anymore. So we'll go ahead and take some of that. There we go. Split that apart. There we go. We got our water buckets. And then we'll go ahead and make some boats. Alright, there we go. So that's all of our components there that we need for the farm. Let's go ahead and split these up a little bit better. Here we go. I have a little bit of extra iron, so we'll make 2 more buckets just to have them. And then let's also make just an infinite water source right here, so we have this as well. It's always nice to have. And we'll put those away in there. The other two can stick with me. We can put our iron back and our grass back, and then we need 12 beds. So let's go ahead and get to making. That'll make 13. Go ahead and drop that down to 12. There we go. We got some of that. Our extra wood, and we officially have a nice clean inventory to work with when we're going to be building this. So yeah, we're also going to want lava buckets too. We do luckily have that lava pool that we can pull from, but we will get to that here in a little bit. We're going to grab just a little bit more iron here because I want just a little bit more to make just a couple more buckets. And we'll go grab some lava buckets. So 2 of them will be for the farm, 1 of them is going to be for me. And yeah, there we go. That also means too that we'll want signs at some point or fence gates or something, but we're not gonna sweat that right now. That's easy enough to make. And we want our grass first. Grass and dirt. Let's use what we have, and then whatever we need, we'll go back and get. So it should be fairly straightforward. We also want to make sure this is solid. That's a key distinction here, because if it's not solid, then we are gonna run into issues when we do some digging. So we'll have to make it solid anyways if we do that. We're definitely gonna need to go back and get more, by the way. Like, we're already gonna be running out here pretty fast, so this ain't happening. Only had sponges, but even then I still would have to fill it in, so it wouldn't really matter. Hopefully not getting sick. My nose seems to be a little stuffy today, so that's always fun. What we had to start with, this is a pretty solid amount, so not too bad. Definitely not enough, but it will definitely be a good starting point. That last bit, so we'll go ahead and fill out this in. Here we go. That helps, and then we're gonna head back to base, go get some more, and then we will fill that in and start working on the egg farm. Now, cool thing though is we should be able to reroute our our main rail out to there, so this should be a pretty easy way to transfer villagers over. So that definitely ought to help. So what we'll end up doing is we'll build the whole farm area first, and then we will build the villager part last. Or rather, yeah, we'll build everything including the villager part, but we'll put in the villagers like last, and then we can get the zombies in after we do some trading. Because it'll produce some iron too. While we don't have zombies, it'll just be like a lot less, but You know, once we catch the zombie, obviously it'll be a lot better, so that'll be fine. But again, nothing to worry about. Got plenty of time for that. And we are gonna go ahead and should really get a farmer villager too while I'm thinking about it. We're gonna get some dirt. Hey, yep, that looks like dirt. You don't. We'll put the composter back for now. We can just make another one on site. Don't worry about it for a second. Nice bit of dirt. They should 100% complete that area we're working on. We should also go harvest our different crops again at some point too. We need to make a run of that. It's been so damn long. And we need to go make sure that's handled. There we go. $11:07 today, the 21st of September. Do you remember? That's the real question. I change the title to that after I finish this. That would be very fun and wholesome. And very original, might I add, too. It's real time, originality and comedy. After a certain point, you gotta look at the ways that do. Not that we've hit that point yet at all, but you know, there's a lot of easy jokes anyone can make, and it's a little tricky to balance it between like an obvious joke and like something completely original. You can't be original all the time, so I don't know. There we go. Let's go ahead and get all this packed in. Pop our bed down real quick. Maybe not the lava bucket, but bed. Go. We're gonna also trim that sand out up here too, just that way it's all nice flat grass. Because it's nice to have. I'm gonna say, man, I really wish I had Swift Sneak, but then I remembered I actually do. I just keep forgetting to like go make diamond pants to put them on, so that might be the only thing I screwed for a little earlier than I would normally do, because again, I really want diamond armor after the dragon fight. That might make an exception there, because Swift Sneak, again, is literally go-to, so gonna want it. But that can wait for now. There's not a lot of building I need to do that's gonna require Swift Sneak or anything like that, so don't worry about that. And again, there's a lot of self-imposed things that maybe I don't need to stick by, but it does make the game a bit more enjoyable. Not necessarily just in terms of difficulty, like making things a little bit harder. Where with like having no shield or totem, there's less of a safety net, so it's a little bit more exciting and like tends to actually do stuff. But rather, when it comes to limiting what I'm doing before certain big milestones that I'm in no rush to do, the reason I do that is so that way I don't get too caught up in one specific thing that, you know, especially villager stuff, again, it's a little different here where I just kind of want to get it done right now since I've actually done a very good job of building all this out and I actually want to use it. But otherwise, I'm not going to grind for diamond armor and tools with it because I've already grinded the tools at the enchantment table and that was a lot more enjoyable because the XP farm and it was just smashing shit together versus mindlessly breaking and replacing lecterns and setting up an iron farm for trades, and you get that whole thing, and it gets a lot weirder. But no, it's good to have certain self-imposed limitations on stuff that you do because it forces you to be creative and do things differently in a way that you might not have done it before. So that's why I'm so adamant about this kind of chunk-based idea. It's a cool idea, something I have wanted to do for a long time, and like I just haven't really had the motivation to do it until this world. And I was like, I'm gonna do it this world. I'm gonna find a cool place that's gonna stick with me, and I'm gonna do it in this one. And I'll know the world, or I'll know the terrain when I want it, when I see it. And sure enough, after like 25,000 something blocks of searching, we found the base, perfect base, and we built. So hopefully I can build some of the foundation of it today too, just that way it's not a complete secret forever. It might get a little bit easier to visualize the scale once I've built it, and I can say, well, that's too big. But for something like that, I want it to be bigger structure-wise, and then I can do stuff within the walls while I'm building up the main, like, framework. So that way it still is in progress and it's still going to be a big thing, but I can fill it with small details over enough time too. All right. We have officially got our area all put together. All right, I just want to see a couple of things here. The hard part is going to be remembering how he builds these farms. Let's we'll probably start here and go out. I think this ought to be far enough away from everything that I should be okay. We'll start here. Two blocks long, 7 blocks deep. So yeah, let's go over a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Sure. What if we go this way instead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7. Okay. So in our hole here, we do it like this. Up against it like this, right? What we're gonna have is our beds here, which means that when we dig out to the other side, we can mirror it straight across from where we're looking. Which, let's go ahead and double check that this will be a good idea first before we build. Hence, I only want to build this once. Yeah, we'll have enough space to build it across, so that should be fine. Let's now let's actually shift gears here a little bit. We're gonna fill this back in. We're actually gonna rotate it just a little bit here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we want our 3x3 room added here, because this way it'll face towards a bit of a longer area towards the trading hall. Try to give me a little bit more space. pillows need to be up against it. Partitioning out for the boat and the zombie. To get our boat ready here. Also, then we also want to take this out a little bit. So this will be our way out. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Am I stupid? Okay, that's what he does. I'm a little dumb. Whoops. So it's actually the other way around. So he does it like that, and then that goes. It's there. Trapdoor, trapdoor. That's what we used to learn. Right, and then we want our last 3 beds, so that way the pillows are over the hole. Alright, so looking at our pillow here, there. If I were to turn around, the trapdoor should be on my left. Yep. And then we want to dig a 9 by 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Great. And then we want to dig it so it's 2 blocks deep. Go. These need to be dirt because they need to be pathing. Still have our 2 water buckets, good. I did. Water should be other way. Because it should be facing away from the bags. There we go. Right, and then it's literally just villagers and zombie. And then we also want to add that lava upgrade, of course. Pause a second here. We want a gate and 4 signs. And we need to just say fuck it and make. Okay. I had to say, where did I put all that? There we go. Alright, we want 8 in total, 2 gates. And then, gotta get that. Because we're also going to want them for the next farm, obviously. Right. What we're going to do. Here. Okay, yep, so it is exactly what you'd expect. So, a couple of things. Copper there. And then we're going to feed this into a double chest. Means I should probably have a slab of some kind, so we're going to run back and go get one of those. Go, so that'll flow it all down, that's good. Then we're gonna build this again. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other iron farm that we want to do. So let's go ahead and get all that ready. We'll tuck everything else we don't need away for right now. Beds, of course. We're just gonna dump everything away for the moment. I can't worry too much about it. Okay, and then it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between them. And then this is gonna be basis for those. And then however we would dig this out. Okay, a little annoying, but we can still work with this. This should be okay. And then how many torches is going to be? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 torches. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. Right, and then it should be something like this, where we have our beds. Physically see the inside part again. So we want like a 3 by 3 by 3 room, which is this here. That makes it a 3 by 3 by 3. Get our slabs. Get a temporary block. Wrong side. Alright, and that'll get that part done. Alright, got that done. Those over the top. Okay, and then we want to dig out our 9 by 5, so we want to go from an edge here, go out 2 blocks like so. 6, 7, 8, 9. And just to double check, is that flush with the hole over here as well? And it says yes, perfect. That means we can go ahead and dig this out without issues. There we go. Take this to be 2 blocks deep. That out. Last one is our ladder that goes there. Then we need our signs, a lava, is and a secret third thing, which was hoppers. Like that, and to that, and to that. Some extra chest. Yep. There we go. In here. Worry about orientation. Okay. For now, let's just go ahead and make sure to get all this place down. Sweet auto. Oh, and the lava, of course. Alright, and then we just need to put in a hopper and go catch 2 zombies. We're gonna hit F3B to make sure we have our hitboxes on. There we go. And we need to go out into the world and go catch 2 zombies real quick. Should be pretty easy. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they won't despawn if they're in boats, so we don't even need to name tag them, we just need to catch them. May take us a second here, but we can do it. That would be a little bit better. They'll go down into it at some point on their own. Got stuck, just dumb. And this guy is in it. Good. Got 1 in it. And the other one that's here, he's just being a dick, so I don't know what his deal is. There he goes. He's stuck too. Alright, and then while we're waiting, we're gonna see if we can go catch a couple of villagers while it's nighttime. Although we may need to get some extra rails here, because we don't actually have a whole lot. Should have enough to reroute at least a little bit, but... What? Oh shit. Okay, well, that's an issue we should consider. Okay, for now. That'll keep them all safe. There we go. Alright, and with that, we ought to do is go kidnap 6 of them. We'll do 3 at a time to make sure each individual one is working. Definitely gonna need it. Make sure we keep everything nice and away. Rat. No, hold on. You fuckers. Oh my god. Great. Alright, we're doing this the old-fashioned way then. Looks like they got set to a bed that they shouldn't have. Seriously? Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna do that. Again, that hit. Uh-oh. Another one? Oh, damn. Great. Anyways, I should have secured this a little bit better by the time. Yeah, we may need to do a little bit extra lighting before we can really get in here and do anything. Pick these up too. I really missed. Come on, man. Yep. Start. This guy moved out a little bit more. Perfect. And our last one here. We need to go catch him. Doing that. Right. We should just have to drag this guy over. They just look like they're gone, but they're just deloaded, I think. So we should be okay. Probably. We have loaded them by now. Oh, okay, there they are. That's good. Alright, cool. Go ahead and drop this guy in. Round gurgles, don't like that, because that means that there is a drown nearby. I'm out of space. Okay, there we go. I'll leave that bed down there to rot. I don't necessarily care about that. Alright. That, we got our first iron farm built. And we can go ahead and build our second one after we clean up things a little bit first, that is. My inventory is fucking frantic right now. And we need a red bed. Where's our good old red bed? There it is. I'll go ahead and just sleep just to get that going. And it's only been an hour. So overall, pretty good. And get through this pretty quick. golems already. Nice. We'll go ahead and catch 2 more. 3 more, sorry. I don't know my numbers. If this been cleared out, I could have routed them out of here. Yeah, I should have done that, but that's okay. It's not too big a deal to move them by hand for something like this, so I don't mind. Alright, and then we're going to block it off in a way that forces them to pathline straight to their beds here, and it gives them a one-way drop into everything. And that means we're also going to go get a bell. We're going to bounce back a little bit, which is a little dumb, that's alright. Let's go ahead and get our bell. There it is. Very nice. Then just kind of out of curiosity, can I even, like, do... God damn it, already fucked up. Kind of, yeah. Going, fat boy. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. I'm fucking everything up. Yeah, he's dead. Nice one, dumbass. You really fucking thought that one through. Run straight into a fucking pit, you moron. Okay, right. How do we go about this then? I guess we just need to make more rails. I don't think there's a way around it, so we're gonna take the rest of our iron and turn it into rails. I think we were just beating around the bush too hard. I think we needed to just take the time to do it right here, so let's just turn it on the rails. We have already more iron than should be able to use, so it should be fine. Then, we'll just kind of guide them along nice and easy. Perfect. Let's go catch ourselves one more villager here real quick. I guess maybe we'll do it one at a time first. We'll get that guy going along. We will get this guy going along. Go. That'll keep him steady for right now. I'm not too worried about it. Right. And push him along. Little bit more. Come on. Almost there. There we go. Perfect. Get ourselves out of this. That jump out along. Nope. Alright. Alright, that'll do it there. Dismantle all of this. We're gonna go ahead and put these mine carts back in our chamber, so we have these at the ready too. We're gonna also go ahead and put our bell back. We'll put it like, I guess here, so it's a little bit easier to get a hold of. And then otherwise, let's go get some dirt. And I guess get some dirt of these, since we'll go ahead and clean this up. Yeah. Them good. And then this is a clean connection down, out, and through. So that's good. And otherwise, it should be good. We'll give it some time, but please don't. Please tell me we didn't build it too close. That looks like a bad sign. Uh-oh. Oh no, but I was sure I had built it the right distance. No. Double check. Okay. Since we're building them horizontal here, Ian's image that he has on Imgur has, let's count them. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks of distance between each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. And then that means our beds should be here, and then the other beds should be here. Good there. Good there. I think it's a case of the zombie not being in the right spot. I don't know. Ah, damn it. I wanted that to be done in one go so we don't have to worry about it, but it looks like something's fucked up somewhere. So only one of them's working, which is on me for building Imbued. I could have just kept it safe and just built out like an extra 2 blocks, and I probably should have. But that's on me. Crap. Well, you can't always try and dismantle it to be fair, but somehow I feel like that's going to cause more issues than I might like. But at the same time, fuck it, we ball. We'll maybe just wait for it to be nighttime, and maybe it's a case of like they haven't slept yet. Oh, that might be the case because since they're so new, right? Because the other guys slept on the beds, remember, when we got them into the farm, but these guys didn't. So, based on how villager or Iron Golem reinforcements work, they have to sleep at some point to be able to spawn a golem, but because they haven't slept, that's their main issue. So as the sun starts setting here, they should eventually start sleeping in their little cave. And then we'll see them like popping in their bed for like a tiny, tiny little bit of a time. And then they'll get right back out. So let's just sit here and wait a little bit. Armor's still doing good, obviously, since we got mending on it, so that should be fine. Let's just sit here and wait a little while. Just out of curiosity. Oh, you saw that. You did it. Keep waiting here a little bit. This worries me a little bit, though. That guy died. Okay. I think it's just taking him a while, but that definitely looks like multiple of slap. Yep. Alright, that's what we were waiting on. Perfect. This is why, you know, we take time to wait and think rationally about what we're doing versus just being like, fuck, it's not working, I better move everything, you know? And again, it's always a little, not really nerve-wracking, but it's always a little bit tough seeing that and being like, did I fuck something up? But because I've built enough of these before and I've done enough digging on Iron Farm mechanics, luckily I remember just enough to not cause too many issues. So yeah, we got a double iron farm that should help us maintain our villager economy, and also it's just good to have a little bit of extra iron while we wait in the meantime to get everything else good. So yeah, pretty happy with that. We'll expand this out in the meantime too, no reason not to. Beds, perfect. Alright, let's also go take a peek at the said iron farms and see how we're doing on iron. Already have more than a stack in our first one, and then this other one just started working, and it's already given us 7. So pretty respectable to start with. Again, this is just a nice thing to have for more quality of life stuff while we're doing work in the trading hall. So this isn't our main iron farm, it's just a separate one that I have more than anything else. So yeah, that is pretty damn good. That is 9 blocks of iron. Nice. So we can make some anvils, which we'll go ahead and do real quick. And then we have a remainder iron as well to use, which is good. Go ahead and put some anvils down. All these guys in here. Go ahead and get everything leveled up best we can. Anybody who's not a master, we will go ahead and try and get that fixed. Nice shovel. Also gonna buy some lanterns and we'll probably use them for our decor lighting. This guy sells glass, very nice. We'll buy up all that. Okay, pickaxe, that's fine. We are out of emeralds right this second because the rest of it is out and everything. But yeah, with this glass, we can make some more glass bottles, which is good because we kind of need them for the potions that we need to make. So nice, it's a good thing to get. We'll tuck that away there. Get our emeralds out for now. Some cleanup here real quick. too much because we're actually pretty full of crap here. We'll put the rails in here and some more valuable bits in there. Just so that way everything's separate and a little bit nicer to look at. Copper, stone cutter, iron. Oh, right, there we go. Now we're talking. Go ahead and move all this crap around too. Get all of our woods put together. There we go. Get some of our more villager related stuff put there. There we go. Keep those together because why not? Together. There we go. Got our sand, the wool. That can go there. Me to go into there. Just be slotted in there. That in there since that's a little nicer. Buttons, sign in there. Got extra cherry logs just in case. We'll tuck them in there. And of course, our lightning rods. We'll tuck there. Let's go in there. Not our enchanted though, obviously. Those need to hang tight. And we still have all of our spares in there. And we're all nice and pretty organized. Yeah, not too bad. We'll probably make another batch of storage here. Because it is nice to have a little bit more. The trick question, it's always nice to have a little bit more. And now we can exclusively just focus on getting our shit together here. So nice, let's go ahead and get our emeralds and our book. Let's go ahead and run a villager on through. Let's go let him do his thing. Oh yeah, we should also get more cobblestone. So we need blocks and slabs. And rails. Don't forget our rails. And this should put them in the next available hole. There we go. Yeah, while we're working with the iron part, smooth. Cool. Go, we can hide our hitboxes now. And get our lecterns on the off end. And what do we have? We have mending, obviously. Also, real quick, we're gonna buy that so we can get them up to master, and now we have access to name tags, which is great. We have feather falling, mending, and efficiency 5. I guess protection 4 will be our kind of big thing since all of our tools are all fixed, so we don't really need too much there. And then if we do need to make new armor, which is what we're building. Breach is worthless, it's density that you want. And yeah, we just sit here and we do this over and over until we get protection 4 or breaking 3. Suck my balls. Efficiency for 3 for 20 emeralds versus 5 for 20 emeralds, so yeah, a little goofy there. feel like that multi-curing doesn't work anymore, but I do get it from my balance perspective. That shit was definitely broken, so. Unbreaking 3. Very nice. Exactly what we want. Great book to get. Alright, Unbreaking 3, Mending. Um, Prat 4 would be the other one. And then, Depth Strider 3 would be our last one that we would have to get. If we wanted to be able to make perfect diamond armor. Because we can combine those helmets that we have, that'll handle the rest of it. So, yeah. Not too bad at all. Whoops, forgot I had that there. Get that fixed. We'll take that glass back home with us too, just so that way we have some extra, of course. Once you know we're gonna use it. Already 12 o'clock today, huh? Let's hit F3 and B to get our hitboxes, get that going. Boop, boop, boop. Just to go for it. I probably won't go for any mason enchantments either unless it's like super unique, because I don't. Nah, we can get Prat 4. We're not at that point yet. That is the Monkey's Pawn effect, because that definitely was Prat 4. Wasn't the Prat 4 I was looking for, but it was Prat 4. All the same Thorns is garbage. We're gonna ignore that. Seriously, Thorns, I don't know why people like it. You know, when you're moving mobs and it damages them automatically, it just leads to many issues that you just don't want to deal with. So, not cool. There we go. That's even more insulting, but ironically still cheaper than the Prat 3 trade earlier. There's Density 2, but that ain't happening. And to be fair, with something like Density as well, because you only need it once for one mace, like ever, you know, you can afford to be a little, like, lazy. But when it's like Unbreaking or Mending or Protection where you're going to need it on multiple things or Efficiency, then it's a little different where you don't want to just have Efficiency 4 or Unbreaking 2. You want the max thing you can get. And then hopefully for a cheaper price, which granted, 20 emeralds isn't exactly expensive, but you know, it used to be 1 emerald for it instead of 20 before they changed everything, so it's a little harder now, but nothing that can't be worked through. Aqua Affinity, but if you remember, we've already got Respiration 2 Aqua Affinity, and then when we put Protection 4 on a helmet, it will clean this up. So if we get Prat 4, we'll be able to make a perfect helmet, chest plate, leggings as we'll have Swift Sneak as well, and then the boots will only be missing Depth Strider, which we can gamble for in an enchantment table. So that's not too bad, but if we do get it earlier, then, you know, that's better. But we still want Prat 4 first and foremost right now. Density 3, so that's a little bit nicer. That's still not what I'm looking for. Sharpness 3. Nope. While I'm at it too, let's go ahead and buy a couple of bookshelves here. Oh, right, wait, don't we already have Feather Falling 4? I was thinking about it. It's a shame because 3 is significantly cheaper, but 4 is already right there, and like it saves me XP levels from. Okay, we can't pass that up. Smite 5 is legitimately very nice to have. Like, that's actually going on my axe, believe it or not. Because being able to one-shot Pigman with it is quite a good thing. You'd be surprised how nice that is to have. And I know people traditionally do, like, sharpness on, like, an axe, but, like, I didn't ask, you know. Again, everybody's got their own preferences, and it's fine, but It is, I feel like Smite's a lot better because being able to one-shot them without crits, like just popping them, and then not having the sweeping effect too from swords, makes it a lot, like, safer to do shit with, you know? So, I do like it quite a lot. That off, there we go. Alrighty. So, we are gonna go ahead and get our next batch of 6 going. See how our numbers are doing here. Before we start launching them out. Yep, very good. We have another 5 on the way. So yeah, we have plenty of breeding pairs, luckily. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is with these guys who's in their workstations? That is so weird. Well, to be fair, it hardly matters. It is just super strange. That's just not normal. 3, 6. Alright, and we need to disable that. Crap, one of them got shoved along a little too early there, but I think that's okay. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah. Send them on through. We will go ahead and catch the rest of these guys real quick. And might be a little jank that maybe needs to be, but still works, so. Okay, but whatever. Why we have additional like levers and things like that in place is for guys like this that are. Okay, that should cluster 6 of them together very nicely. There we go. And let's go ahead and get ready to work here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I got our 6 and the last one. Golden carrots on apples. Okay. Alright, perfect. Now they're all split officially. Good. And yeah. Nice, good split. Alright. Took a little bit of damage there, but again, armor's pretty durable, so not too worried about it. Then otherwise, pretty much fine. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for them to do their thing. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go around and do some maintenance on this while we're waiting. See, we have our next hole ready to be deposited into. That whole line is going to be for librarians, by the way. And then we'll have some more miscellaneous guys here. And then if we get to the point where we need to expand, then all our materials is just polished deep slate, I think is what this is. Cobblestone, spruce planks, oak planks, and then stairs, slabs, the whole 9 yards, and then some lanterns. So very easy materials to get, but they look super pretty, so it works out pretty well. And then the only other thing would be figuring out if we want like cause I want like 2 long like tunnels basically, because we can only build it to a certain range here. But I think I want, and maybe we'll go ahead and get some deep slate to plan this a little bit while we're waiting, and then we'll go check up on the iron farm, of course. But I want like a fairly open area, just that way we've got ways to get into everything, and that way we have some like extra space in between all this stuff too, and we can make like a nicer little bit. So we would do something like this, and then we would basically just take the design that we have here and like stretch it across, if that makes any sense. That goes there. And then yeah, we would have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of leeway. Okay, so it would go fences, 2, and then you would start your main tunnel. So fences, 2. I mean 1, 2, 3. Well, and this is where our next bit would go. This would be another bit to get everything out of here as well. Go. Not nighttime yet. We'll get to that here in a bit. I want a string, by the way. Still got 2 more that are curing, so we'll let them cure, do their thing. Alright, let's go ahead and sleep in our bed here. There we go. And while we are waiting for the rest, and yep, we have already got a nice good chunk of iron to work with here again. Very cool. Just while we've been out running around doing our own thing, we've gotten 3.5 stacks of iron in a half an hour tops by the looks of it. So we're doing pretty well for ourselves here now. There. Okay, and now we can start moving these guys along. Let's go ahead and get that started. Our last guy just cured there if you heard it in the back, so that's cool, good for him. There. Yep. Also need to remember too, we are going to need more trapdoors here pretty soon, so we should probably make those while we're thinking about it, since we do have enough spruce wood. Yeah, I think that's what we'll go do real quick. So let's go ahead and make planks into trapdoors. There we go. Okay, cool. And then we would need another 9 to finish that part up, but we don't have to worry about that right now. Then we just want to start resetting We just want to start resetting for protection 4, and hopefully we can get a hold of protection 4. Now remember, we need emeralds and books in order to be able to lock in a trade. Not trying to give me silk touch, damn it. That's not gonna happen. Fuck you! Put it this might 5. Failing 1. Okay, lame-o. Failing's an odd one because you only need it on tridents, and realistically you only have 1 trident, but I make 3 usually. So I usually have a normal loyalty and impaling trident that everybody has, and then a impaling riptide trident, and then we're buying that because that is, you know, you'd be a fool to pass that up. And then I also usually get a trident with loyalty and channeling specifically because I go out of my way to get a separate channeling trident because otherwise it's not something you want to have because you don't want to strike everything with lightning all the time, even though it is objectively cooler. Because there will be times where you're going to move stuff and you're like, I really don't want to do this like that. So, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and one thing at a time, block all of this off. There we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, still going well. Go ahead and dip on down here. We will just trade to see what we get. And protection 4 is our main goal here, so the lane trade. Okay, which is not nice. We better have it than not, because then that means now we can make all tools. So we have efficiency 5, fortune 3, and breaking 3 mending, and then we don't need to make any more silk touch tools because we actually already have like silk touch everything. Oh, seems I did not place in a lantern. Oh, whoops. Where's our guy? Was that 781? Oh, I did place it in. It's just naturally kind of dark. We'll place some every so often a little bit more. But we will worry about that. Actually, now we have it. We can buy it. Okay. 6, 1, 7. That's 5. That's 6. 6, 1, 7. That means 2, 7, 2, 7. All right. And then we can go ahead and get our next guy. Go ahead and drag his ass out here. And half already. It's currently 12:21 here on a Sunday, which Sunday, yay, means I get to go to work tomorrow. I'm trying to say work hasn't been too bad, so that's just getting used to going back to work is the tough part. I digress. Let's see what we get. Yep, alright. Section 4. Somewhere. Yep. Nope, I already have power 5. I already have Mindy. Depth Strider 2, but it wasn't 3, but I should have thought about that a little bit harder. I just, out of habit, did it. Shit. Oh, not a particularly big deal. We'll get it again another day. Great things come to those who wait, and all that kind of good nonsense. So, I'm also not too interested in fishing rod or crossbow enchantments. They're pretty worthless. So, you know, they're there. They're whatever. Don't really need to worry about them too much. Look at the C3. Just as I said, I don't care about fishing or crossbow. They give me fishing and then subsequently crossbow. So it's like the game hears me and it's in my walls. Yeah. Infinity would be nice. I already have that. You can try that. Yeah, Infinity would mean that we could make a perfect bow, barring, I think, Punch and Flame. Because we have Power 5 on... We don't have Sharpness 5, do we? It would appear not. And I would be a fool to turn that down. Very well. We'll get it. Keep doing it. I keep getting away with it. That's quite alright. I don't mind. Oh, just out of curiosity. Alright, I didn't trade with this guy to get him leveled up. How's he doing? Sharpness 1, Fire Aspect 1. Cool, well, we can get Fire Aspect swords at least if we want to, so that we don't have to get the book, so that's neat. Gotta run that out there. Go catch up this way. Go. Next one is all prep for use. There we go. Still looking for protection 4. Protection 4, baby. Woo. Yeah, piercing don't care about. Anyways, bow stuff, right? Let's take a peek back through. Power 5, breaking 3, and then what do you usually have in a bow? Punch and flame, right? Isn't that usually it? And infinity, of course. So yeah, we just need infinity, punch, and flame, which I know we've seen punch and flame show up, but obviously I haven't bought them because they haven't been that important. But if we can at least get infinity, then the other two can always come later. We don't need Frostwalker. It's too niche of a thing for me to care about, so I'm just gonna ignore it. There will potentially be a time, a long time for now, where I genuinely do care about Frostwalker, but that will only be, we'll do it, that will only be to care about the Iceboat Road project that I want to try and build out in the end. Because you, on paper, should be able to make a moving infinite water source that allows you to push an armor stand that turns it into frosted ice, and then you can make ice boat roads that stretch on for literally ever with a hopefully a portable chunk loader, if that exists yet. That's another thing too. How has nobody, unless it's like stupid impossible, and I'm like definitely like I'm never the first person to ask. Spoiler alert: if you think you're ever the first person to ask a question, then you definitely aren't. I promise. There's so many other people who've asked it. But my point being, why is there not portable chunk loader, or rather a movable chunk loader now that End of Row Stasis Chambers, you know, load chunks? And could you condense a flying machine that could make an ice boat bridge within a chunk or two to stack them together, and then have an infinitely building bridge builder that goes on until the end of time? Like, surely it has got to be possible, right? Because imagine being able to just build like a machine like that out in the end and just let it run for like however many like days, weeks, or months it has to go for, and then once it's done, you can ice boat to the end of, well, the end. You'd see all the actual rings and survival and everything because it just builds a solid bridge going all the way through, and then it would be really cool to build it from like the center point of the end out in all the cardinal directions because that would go hype as hell. So one of those things I want to try and develop one day, but my redstone skills aren't really there yet for me to do something that major. Not that I can't do any amount of redstone, it just obviously I'm a lot rustier with it than I used to be. And Java redstone's different than Legacy Edition, of course, so it's a little different. And it's been years since I've touched Legacy Edition redstone, obviously, so, you know. But there's enough there to do that as long as you know the basics, you gotta be able to put stuff together. As long as you can break a problem down into better chunks once you know the basics of how some things work. Like slime block flying machines, still don't know the basics of them, so until I learn something like that, there's no shot in hell I could even attempt that. So, yeah. Depth Strider 1, don't really care about it. I might have taken a 2 trade, but even then, I could probably get 3 at another point in time. So, I'm not too worried about it. I only got protection there. Protection 1, protection's protection, so very cool. And another curse that we don't care about. Nice. It's also some of those. And yeah, we are gonna keep going here for a while. Now, the cool thing too is because ooh, I almost hit him by accident because I got out of my rhythm. Because we took the time to build things correctly here, we can put signs on either all of their workstations or like in the gaps, probably in the gaps in between. So like guy to your left is selling this, guy to your right is selling that, and you can chain it all the way up and down. And basically we can leave this middle way still open for placing down shulker boxes at some point in the future and doing some cool stuff like that. Don't need Restoration 3, can already craft it with the helmet guy, so that needed. Punch 1, nah, I'm good. Fuck you. Riptide, not that important. Depth Strider, waiting for 3. And really want protection first. Mending. 2. Respiration 3, if it was Depth Strider 3, I would have bought it, but it's not. Right, we also don't have any bookshelves either. So we ran out of books buying everything. Or rather, we put all the books away in storage. Oopsie. 'If I could do something with hanging signs to an extent, that could be pretty cool. Right about those. But probably not. I think I'll just stick to older signs because I can. Also, since they have a hitbox, if I put them up here, they'd interfere. If I put them up here, then there wouldn't really be a point to them hanging. So, if I put them in the dead center where there would be a point to them hanging, I couldn't really read them properly. I already have Feather Falling before, I forget. That is expensive and not needed. And this is the part where my brain turns into ooze from trying to get protection. All time. Oh, feel like I'll shoot myself in the foot later when I get a trident, but I don't have one right now. And I don't intend on getting one for a long time, so it hardly matters. Or even if that was protection fourth, it'd be in half a stack of emeralds, and I spoke too soon. Perfect. Alright, protection 4. Never mind. As you say, even with that being class protection 4 for half a stack, I wouldn't buy it because it's too expensive. So naturally the game said, okay, I got you this once, and it gave me protection 4 for 7 emeralds, which is pretty good. So yeah, not too bad. Alright. The only armor bit that we need now is gonna be Depth Strider. And then we will be able to make perfect diamond armor. We can make perfect diamond tools barring silk touch, but again, we already have silk touch and everything, so I'm not too concerned about that. And then we'll probably take a break from putting in villagers and focus on trading with them to level them up to their max levels, because they'll have more enchantments in there that I can use. So yeah, we'll make sure to get that going. I think for today's goal, we're going to try and get all of these guys that are currently in this trading hall to max level. So that's going to involve trading a bunch of emeralds and books to get them out of their initial trades, and then mainly a bunch of emeralds with our iron guys to get them out. So yeah. Nah, I don't use tridents enough again. I just can't justify it. I guess what's our next goal? We've got all the armor ones. Looting 2 is fine, but 3 I would have done it. I guess let's take a peek back through. We'll break this thing real quick. So we can make all of the armor stuff again. We can make most of the bow stuff. We can make most of the sword stuff. We don't actually have sweeping edge in here. We don't have sweeping edge or looting, so that may be another thing that I go for. But we'll just grab whatever, because we are still missing. We're missing 1 or 2 like things from all categories that are pretty pivotal. So again, silk touch, sweeping edge, looting, flame, punch 2, things of that nature, depth strider of course. And then yeah. So any one of those we'll probably settle for. Obviously that fishing rod, I don't care. Shooting enchantments that I don't care about will inevitably get at another point in time from getting these guys out the master, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Depth strider would be a nice one so I can round out all enchanting, but again, we'll get what we get. They really want me to get impaling, which is a little odd. I was thinking about it for a second there. Nah, it's just flame. We can get that on a bow or a book pretty easy, so. And I don't need to for a long time either, it's just more of a thing that I would like to have one day. If I do need to make a whole new bow from scratch instead of just repairing my existing one. But my existing one has plenty of durability and like its enchanting penalty isn't too high at all, so we shouldn't have to worry about that for basically ever. I think even in my long-term hardcore world, I think I've only made a second bow, like, because it got too expensive one other time. That was over 2,000 days or so. So it does happen, but we're not even close to that being an issue yet. Same deal with punch 2, don't care. Rather, I don't care that much, so. Channeling. 2 again. Oh, nighttime. Let's do something about that. Place is all well lit and secured, so we shouldn't have to worry about anything giving us any issues, luckily, so that's good. Falling 3. Almost 2 hours. After I get this guy to give me what I want, I'll probably take a little break and go use the bathroom. Go get some other stuff done for like 2 minutes, so it should be fine. But giving me Smite, I've already got Smite. Conspiracy with them. Trinity we just got, so we don't need that. Three. Again. It'd be cool if you could put Infinity on a crossbow, but that ain't never gonna happen. Especially because you can put fireworks in them, so. But because you can't make it infinite, it's hard to justify them after enough time because of the amount of. Now we can get 3, but it's hard to justify it because of the amount of arrows that you'll end up having to store to use it, so. It's whatever. They really want me to cave in and just be like, ooh, you know, you want to get a 2 and not a 3. Ooh, that's the best we can get you, but I can do this forever. I got 12 hours to sit here and do this as far as I'm concerned, so I'll win so I can last a lot longer than they can. Got all the time in the world. Plus, if they make me mad enough, I'll just kill them, so, you know, problem solved. One of those things too where your eyes glaze over and you like stop thinking after a certain point because you know the longer you think about it, the more time you're gonna spend doing it per se, because you're actually gonna be basing conscious and you kinda don't wanna be for something that's menial, so sorry if I'm a little quiet, just wanna get through this and get this done so we don't have to do this again for a while. And again, it's only librarians that are like this too, you know, all the other ones like farmers and stuff like that are way easier to do. So I don't really mind working with them. But these guys are the annoying ones that have so many variability, have so much variability in their initial trades that you have to re-roll for it versus an armor and a weaponsmith and a toolsmith to accept what you get. It's way in the back and you can make more, but honestly you're only buying them for the tools themselves and not the enchantments on them per se. So they keep giving me some 2s again. They think I'm gonna cave. They think I'm gonna cave, but I'm not gonna cave. Cave that easy. Although I may use the bathroom earlier than I'd like, so it's kind of the only other trade-off with it. But, it's alright. Not the end of the world. Look, touch. Maybe I should have grabbed that. I didn't think about that hard enough. That's alright. Fire aspect 2, don't care. Don't want. Got the sword guy that does it, so I'm happy with that. Already got Thank you though. Skipped off 41 durability off an Unbreaking 3 diamond axe because it has taken it this long to get a damn decent trade from him. Fire protection 4 is interesting. Again, it's not too useful. Not too useful for me usually, so I don't tend to think about it too much, but that's alright. Get to it today. Alright. Let's get this going. At least by doing this, we're farming iron too. That's the other silver lining of all of this, so it is still worth it. I have enough iron to switch out the gold tip of our beacon pyramid to iron, so that way that makes life a little bit easier. That'll be nice. And then we'll be able to save the remaining iron for later use. Yeah, I think I did really good with this trading hall design finally. It's not too grungy, it's fairly bright and open, and then it's very well thought out material-wise, so it's a lot easier to... Okay. Look. Look. Okay. It's density 5. Alright. I can't pass that up, I feel. It would be one thing for it to be density 4, but density 5, I don't feel as if I can properly pass that up because that gets me a perfect mace at some point when I'm ready for it. And I would honestly rather just admit it and be happy with it versus be like, nah, I could do better because I can't right now. And I will later, but not at this moment. Not feeling it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anywho, let's go ahead and drop off our lecterns. Keep a hold of our books. And we need emeralds, and we need a lot of them. So, you are an affront to God and should not be up here. What are you doing up there? How are you up here? You have caused things to slow down. How very interesting. Oh man, he's that much better than me. Ooh, look at him go. Get in the chamber. Much better. Now, what on earth could have caused that? Yeah, I should have seen that coming. That's on me. I'm gonna do a little bit of spawn proofing by turning all of these into path blocks. Two, three, four, 2, 3, 4. That's also the other benefit to making this all flat grass, so that way it makes it a lot easier to get in and do this kind of spawn proofing. Because all we have to do is just run around and kill everything. There we go. That should probably be enough spawn proofing. And if it's not, then we can always make it a little bit bigger, but honestly, I think this will be fine. There it is. Let's see what day we're on. Currently on day 179, so it's been 10 in-game days. Certainly been moving along. Anywho, in that little bit of time that we spent spawn proofing, we... What? All the way over here? Wow. Okay. Well, that is very lucky that we caught that, because that is very, very effective proof of what we need to fix, where we need to fix it. So our initial spawn proofing was fine. It was actually those parts there that were unacceptable, apparently. I guess they can spawn in one block tall water. Kind of forgot about that. Notice how he spawns here and not anywhere deeper in. Realistically, as long as we fill all this in, then we should be okay. Because it'll be too high otherwise. Perfect. So this last little bit out. Okay, there we go. And we can go ahead and physically get this guy shoved on over. There we go. This should definitely expand it out far enough. This shouldn't cause us any more issues. And we'll take a minute to even some of this out as well. Now, we've also gone through our last batch of golden apples, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. So, we will have to take some time in the nether to go look for gold and netherite. Because, I mean, netherite's obviously good, but gold is what we're going to need to keep this thing going here. So, yeah. But since we got mending on everything, we should have a pretty easy time getting it and actually keeping everything steady. So, not too worried about it, luckily. Probably be enough clearing. And I'm going to be here all day if I don't stop myself, so just picking up really slowly at stuff, which not the healthiest. There we go, there we go. Put that there. And we've got almost a stack of iron blocks, so yeah, we should be able to do some nice stuff with it. We're also going to build out the these parts next because I'm a little worried that it might get a little bit too close to this. Maybe it'll be fine. We'll see. I haven't determined that yet, but that's alright. Alright, let's go ahead and get some emeralds going. Everything in sight that wants to trade iron for emeralds, we're gonna trade iron for emeralds. These guys are just some of my first ones. I haven't had them upgraded yet. I forgot about that regular old bit that I can go put away. That regular old diamond shovel that I got. One in breaking one. Yep. Yep. Good pickaxe though. Very good pickaxe. And then everything else just kind of is the same either there. So not too bad a haul. We'll go ahead and put this extra diamond shovel away since it's worthless for what I want right now. We'll probably make the fortune variant of the shovel an axe just so we have them. So we'll work on that, I guess, today too, but we don't. Actually, why don't we work on it right now? Why not? Why not? We got the books, we can do it. Yeah, what the hell. Alright. So if that's the case, we want a shovel and an axe. So let's go ahead and enchant that. Get this guy's axe. Let's enchant that. And then just start buying books. So we want 65. We want fortune. Oh, we want mending and forest. Breaking 3. Efficiency's 5 and breaking 3 and mending. There we go. Breaking 3. We want fortune. Try to be one of my more recent ones, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I want sharpness for the axe this time too. We have enough here to put it on the shovel. That's all fixed, there we go. And then we'll put sharpness on the fortune axe. There we go, so we got a spare shovel, and then we just have to get more levels for the axe. Anybody at the bookshelf, we'll go ahead and buy. $13 there. See what everybody else sells. That's already got mending on it, it's fine. We're gonna buy and sell a bunch of books to everything. Level up as much as we can. Glass, piercing 3, that's nice, so we don't have to get piercing if we ever get to that point. Go ahead and do that. And sharpness 5, so we need level 12. And we need more iron to trade for more emeralds. And we can go ahead and get this axe going too. There we go. And then we can always make like a spare sword of some kind, but we don't need to worry about that right this second. Put those lanterns away there. And let's focus on just a couple of them and try and get them leveled up. It's our main thing we want to prioritize. We can worry about him later. We can worry about him later. He's good. We'll get there with paper. Density 5. Cool. Oh, and Bane Arthropods 5. Quite nice. Good. Blur 3. Cool, I guess. Fire Aspect 1. Very nice. Right away as much as we can for emeralds real quick. Go. Go. But sleep here real quick. Style up basically just about everything we can. Or at least when it comes to getting enchanted books. Back a bit. There's the binding. Right, these guys need to restock. Breach 4, that's nice. Not that it's useful for me, but I don't mind it per se. Perfect, these guys have refreshed, so they're all good. It should include these guys too. Trading with real quick. All good. That one's all good. That one's a pain. That one's a pain. Because we need paper for them. Glass. Books. monsters now, good for them. Breach 1, getting a lot of breach now. Particularly like piercing 2, but we already got like piercing 4 from something, I think, so that's kind of whatever. Expert, and then one more purchase would turn him into master. We're not gonna worry about that. Expert again, power 3, not important. Partners, expert, and he's an expert. Need to go pick those up, of course. Master, novice. Alright, so we have a couple of novices that are going to heavily rely on us getting some extra paper here. Once we get said paper, we will be able to get them up and going, and yeah, it'll be pretty much good. We'll check on these. Just while we're in and out here. Already got another stack there. And another stack there. Alright. And we are also gonna take a little bit of time here to condense everything, go home, run some stuff home, and kind of do some cleanup and start wrapping up here for right now. Emeralds there. Take these home with us. Take the excess glass home, whatever we can get. Actually gonna hold that thought and go put all these mine carts back in the dispenser so we can keep recycling these. And we'll take a peek up here. We have more than plenty for a very long time, so we should be pretty much good for a while. At some point we'll have to turn the breeder off, but we're still doing enough work that I don't feel like we can do that quite yet, so I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. And otherwise, yeah, let's just head on home and maybe leave some of the bookshelves here. We'll put them there. There we go. We'll take the books home too. And yeah, we're pretty much good on everything for a long time. Just need more gold. But we're working on that, so we'll get that soon enough. And then I should also have some extra stairs around here to kind of decorate things a little bit nicer, but nothing to worry about right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Get both of them good. Go. Glass will help us build and also get us our water bottles too that we'll need for more potions down the line. That's nice to have those. Got our beacon there, of course. And we brought back with us half a stack of iron blocks, which is pretty good. So that'll help us kind of build up our iron reserves pretty slowly and keep that in check a little bit. Glass, we can go ahead and just dump away in there, not too worried about it right this second. Of course, we can put our emerald in there. Bookshelves are a little trickier, but we won't worry about that too much right now. Rails we'll put in with redstone for now. Mention everything else we got here from when we went together earlier today. Wood chest with miscellaneous wood, that, gunpowder, these rods, a little bit of extra coal we can tuck away in there. Tuck that away too. Then, you know, we'll just out of curiosity, we'll go ahead and just enchant the diamond armor, just to kind of see. I'm not going to wear it for a while until, again, after we beat the Ender Dragon, because I don't want to deal with it. We're also going to make a path there as well at some point. but let's just put it in, see what we can get. Oh, depth strider, perfect. Solid. Okay. And we'll gamble. Nice, good gamble. Alright, all things considered, that is a pretty respectable set of diamond armor for now. Which we can put this chest plate together at least. So we have a chest plate we can already use, that's really good. Depth strider, and then we can buy feather falling and protection. We already have mending, so we can get that all put together. We need protection and unbreaking, then we have our mending, that'll be good. And then, yeah, not too bad. Just do something like that because I can. Those away in there. Got extra bits and pieces, very nice. And then we're going to take a bit of a farming trip here to cut down some more sugarcane. Yeah, nice little bit of sugarcane to help us out. We'll go ahead and also get some carrots too. Make sure to replace these torches with lanterns as well. Be good for more feeding fuel for them. Then we got our potatoes there, which the potatoes are actually going to be more for jump starting some farmer trades to hopefully get golden carrots out of them. Since we can trade with them in the breeder itself to get some extra goodies. So we also should just take a second here to make a crafting table. That there. Double chest and a double chest there. Just to give ourselves a little bit of extra space to work with in our inventory. We'll put them there like that. We got some extra potatoes and carrots too that we can use. And this will be our extra backup food as well, besides our steak that we have. Once we're done waiting for this to cook, which should be coming up here pretty soon. There we go. Nice full stack out of this. There we go. this either for right now. I'm gonna do something about this too while I'm still thinking about it for today. And then we will go back to our base. There we go. Actually, I guess we can just make it here since we don't need too many stairs. There we go, so we have a quick path now in and out, not to mention we have this top path as well, which is always nice to have. We got a little spot up here for the sugarcane that we can use. Stair there later, I'm not too worried about it right this second. I'll get that out. There we go. Otherwise, yeah, we got a nice little area up there again. I'm also gonna carve a little bit of a cave entrance here. I do stuff with this area at some point. I just don't know what or when. Mainly since it's already right here in the way of everything, I might as well, you know. Now, we've done a pretty solid job of lighting up everything, so we should be fairly safe in here, at least early enough on. That shouldn't be too bad. We still have, like, zombies and shit that are in here, don't get me wrong, but it's not, like, super duper dangerous. Just a little sketchy, though. Yeah, let's not forget what we're here to do, though, for today. We're here to drop off all of our extra stuff and run back with some more goodies. Take some of this, too. Yeah, fortune on it? Damn. Oh, no, it does. It just didn't look like it. I only get one at a time from it, but apparently not. Yeah, we got this cave that we can do whatever in. I don't know what we'll do in here, per se, but we've got it, so that's cool, I guess. Still need to moss that up at some point, and then we'll figure out some other things another time. Done pretty good for right now, so yeah. Oh, paper, right? Yes, because we still want to actually finish with everything that's there. We want to do some damn trading. There we go. So we got a little bit of sugar cane left. That'll help us. There's where I put it last time. Alright, so we got our paper, we got some grass, got all that, yada yada yada. We got a couple of ink stacks, but we can't really trade too much with them. And I'm trying to think of what else we're gonna really want here. I can't particularly think of a lot right now that we're gonna want. Oh, deep slate, yes, that's what it was. Go ahead and make some polished deep slate. That's what it's called. Also, just drag all this across proper. There we go, much better. Alright, so we got all that. We got 4 stacks of polished deep slate, and we got some grass. We'll just yank that away in there. We'll set our spawn too, just to make sure. Not like dying matters when I set my spawn, but like if we go to the end and we don't have our spawn set properly, then when we come back out of the portal, it'll set us to world spawn, which we super do not want at all, because world spawn will be a fucking disaster to try and walk back from. Which also means we should invest in a nether portal up on the roof at 0-0 with an ice boat path. So maybe that'll be a nice little project to work on next time. I say little fairly lightly here. It's not particularly little. But yeah. Yeah, we'll probably take next stream to just do some farming. I think we're good with villagers for now. I don't need to do a whole bunch of them. I wanted stairs to put here as well, right? That was another thing I wanted. But we're pretty much good with villagers for a very long time. This is like about as flawless as you can get. So I'm very happy with what we've gotten. I wanted a string and he only dropped one. What a shame. Including. But, you know, I'm very happy with the setup that we have now. Uh, there's room for improvement, obviously, but like, we're talking about marginal room for improvement at that point. Like, this is just fucking insane. So I'm very, very happy with this, and hopefully we can do some good with this. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy up and out. We need to be a little bit conservative with our paper since it does eat up quite a lot of it. Yeah. Oh, and it was only just those two. Oh, wait, never mind. We're good then. Start with 5 right for that guy. Hey, like 1, good for you. Handling, that's a nice one to have. I don't mind that. And punch 2, well, don't mind that either. Very cool. We're going to be locked here for a little bit, unless we buy some bookshelves and cut some stuff apart here. Trade out what we can. We have nothing else except for some clocks, so that's cool, I guess. Alright, and with that, we should have all master librarians. Yep, that'll be full master. That's good. So we did get a couple of extra trades out of it, which is always nice, but nothing too particularly remarkable. Still nice to have, though. And let's get our bed out. Now, go ahead and sleep. Alright. Oh, let's also get a little bit extra cobble here, too, real quick. Just so we have some for markers. Alright. So from our fence gate we go 2 in, and then our main hallway is 3. So from our fence gate we go 2 in, Because if you'll remember, that's where our planks are. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then, yeah. All we have to do is dig these out. Find out exactly where it stops. Looks like it's here. So that's fine. Got a here, I guess. Let's see what he's got here in a minute. You are in my way. You manage to do that every fucking time, don't you? Interesting. Potion of invisibility, just straight up. Glowstone's nice, or brown mushrooms? Yeah, I'll take you up on the brown mushrooms. I'll take you up on the potions too. Those are pretty unusual. Glowstone, take you up on that. And otherwise, we are good. For your service. Alright, cool. There we go. That'll keep them tucked away. Then, oh, right, lightning rod. Yeah. We're gonna dismantle this, so we'll build this in a different spot another day. I think it'll be one before again. Like here. There it is. Very good. Go ahead and patch all this up as well. And then we'll just barely miss this, but not really. So we'll have to reroute a little bit more here. There we go. We may not have enough Phos Deep Slate to finish all of it, but we'll have most of it, so that'll be pretty solid. We might have enough. It'll be pretty close. Yep, just a little shy. 6 blocks shy. That's alright. We can work with that another day. And just kind of for the curiosity here, do you have enough cobblestone to build? Of course, we don't need this here anymore. We undershot a little bit by accident. Okay, so this one can be 2, but this outer one needs to be our 5. So from our cobblestone to our other cobblestone, which we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where that would go, first of all. We might have built this all in the wrong spot here. So let's just go ahead and separate all this out real quick. So again, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is fence gate, and then 1, 2. This is where it really goes. Which unfortunately it does encroach on it pretty heavy here. Damn. That's annoying. Okay, let's be real here. Am I gonna need 3 of them? No. The answer is no. So we will cut this off. Need these here because that'll be an exit to our outer gate. Otherwise, everything else can be grass. So let's go ahead and just clean this up. I might have gotten a little bit too ambitious here. That's alright. And let's just keep in mind too that like we already are gonna have a hard time filling that up because that has like about 48 slots. So this should give us about another 48 of like the same size. So we'll be doubling our straightening capacity to like almost 100. And if I need more than that, then I can probably just build another layer on top of them, honestly. Versus dragging it out too far and having things get a little bit too close to the iron farm, things of that nature. So we'll keep it simple. Luckily, because we got good tools, this is a quick fix to clean up and it won't make everything ugly, so that's all we're in. Mouse froze. There we go. I have to start using my wired mouse again for certain games like this, because I'm tired of having it kind of freeze. It still is very nice to have for like other things, but for the most part, a lot of gaming, you really want a wired mouse and keyboard, because you obviously don't want it giving out while you're playing, because it would be very bad for it to just buffer, lose connection out of nowhere. Especially in Chernova, that has gotten me killed more than once, so... Ooh. Let's go back in here. This acts as our final wall. Good. Go. That in through here. There we go. Just be a bunch of cobblestone at some point to build this up to be a little bit higher, because we can. And then, yeah, we have a central way to get into either or. And then we will have, probably won't have an entrance there, just that way we can cut through the middle. No, actually we do need one here in the middle. You know, it's going to get inconvenient. Just for this one, we'll have our central way. There we go. here first. Leave. Okay, so it goes wall. You can see it like this. So it goes wall, cobblestone, that, stone, that. Perfect. That's how you know we're building a good divider line. Now, cool. So then that gets us more storage, of course, and then we have the rest of this chamber that we can build out at some point. That'll get us our remaining cells, which means we need more cobblestone. We'll have to import, but that's fine. That's not for today, I think, because we've already done enough for me to be pretty happy. And then next time we will probably do more to build out our second bit and then get some extra villagers in and things like that. So yeah, all things considered, not too bad. A lot done. And next time we will get working on that. Also give us some time to build up our iron reserves again and the whole 9 yards. But yeah, we need to build this up to match the dimensions of the other one. Also layer in the floor with the spruce and all that kind of good stuff and the oak. So we'll have to make sure that we go farm some wood to get enough of those. And then for this part here, I'm thinking about doing reinforced arches, and then they have glass that are like in segments. So that way it gives us kind of something pretty to look at. And then it also adds in some natural light in this little center bit, and then it gives us enough open space here too that it should look pretty cool. So it'll be like a small bump there on that center, small bump there, and then a larger bump here. And then we can install our lightning rods probably by the glass bits or whatever on their towers, so we can get those good. We'll have like one on that side of the farm, one on this side of the farm. And then otherwise, we have all the space in the world to build a nice trading hall in, and we can take full advantage of it. So that'll be pretty cool. A little late, so we can't actually, we can move that guy at some point if we really want to have another thing of fences, but there's nothing on this side that's worth me going for. So I'm fine with just leaving it be as just like kind of a dead end. Versus this side, it's open to everything here, so I want an entrance there, there, and there, because those two are where I'm most likely to access it from. And then it's just get a bunch of cobblestone and wood, which we can go get very easy. So we're gonna go ahead and back to base and call it a day there. Yeah, again, got a lot of nice things done. It's been 3 hours, so we've been doing this for a little while. And I am hopefully going to put in a full cap in this next time. It may or may not be later tonight. I might not wait until tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. And I think what we'll do is we'll finish building out the other trading hall, and then we will build an ice boat road out to 0, because that also gives us an excuse to extend our stuff out. So we'll start this way first. We'll go start this way first, and then we'll make a turn, and then we'll go out to 0 from there. Because that way we've got a different route for each section, because that would be nice to have. But we're gonna need, let's see here, if we're 3,000 blocks out, and we need half of that in packed ice, we need 1,500 blocks of packed ice to actually get over there. So we would need like a single chest of packed ice, which we can get pretty easy. It's just going to take some time. That also means we would need a chest of buttons too. And then we would need 2 double chests of cobblestone walls, which we can definitely get. So we have the double chest of cobblestone for the cobblestone walls. However, that will make a pretty significant dent, so we will need to be a little careful. But we got our cobblestone that we need to build up the hall. We will farm the oak and spruce next time. For the rest of them, we've got some of the oak, but we will take some extra time to go out and farm some oak. And we'll cut down our spruce trees, and that'll cover us on that, and we're good. So yeah, it is currently day 183, and we're doing pretty damn well. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again next time. Bye bye.